Getting rid of the Pelican shorts. These were way too long. Let's get rid of them. Why I own a pink sweatshirt. Part 2 of the minimalism vlog. So now I'm moving on to my closet. I just want to show my closet because everyone owns clothes, and anybody who is trying to live a little bit more simply can relate to what I'm going to be talking about today. In the last vlog, I talked about how I went and got some new clothes because it's been like 6 months since I last got clothes, and since I buy secondhand, I just can't have them for very long because they start to look kind of worn out and, you know, just not too good. So those clothes are what I'm getting rid of today. And on top of that, I'm going to try to get rid of more. Good amount that I've thrown out, and on top of that, things were folded that I threw out. So let me just show you. All right, all of this gone. So here is my closet right now after I have done everything. So down here I have my shoes, which, let me just say that I understand that I have a lot of shoes, and I'm gonna talk about that later. So I got my shoes, got my pants, got like my winter stuff for when I travel to cold places or if I live in a cold place again. And then I have my dresses for like church and stuff, and then I have my tops. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do for you guys is I'm going to count how much I have in each section and just talk further about my plans as far as it goes with downsizing and living simply. So these numbers, for me, I feel like I have a lot of clothes still, and I mean, that's kind of the whole point of why I'm making this video, is so that any of you guys who are watching this and you want to live simply or as a minimalist and you just want to get rid of things, I just want you guys to know that this is a process. It's not just something that you can do overnight. I mean, maybe some people can, but it's a process to like change the way that you think and to, well, I guess that really is what it is that you just have to change your mindset, and it makes it a lot easier to get rid of things. I think something that helps me is to just think about how one day I want to be able to just have my bin of one of those bins back there, how I said in my other vlog, just have one bin of like photo albums and journals, memorabilia stuff, and then have like, I guess, a backpack that has my clothes in it. That's what I want in the future, so that like moving and traveling is just a lot easier, because traveling is something that is very important to me and that I need to have part of my life. So that is the reason why I'm doing this. It's not just because I just want to do this, it's because like I just want it to be practical for the things that I want to do in life. Also, just for my brain, it really helps to not have so much, because I don't like opening my closet in the morning and seeing all of these options. It does not help with, like, on days that I'm feeling stressed about something, like that just makes it worse. I have 10 jackets slash sweatshirts, and I'm already looking at it, and I know that there are a couple of items that I'm going to get rid of probably like next month. And you guys might be wondering, well, Staria, why don't you just get rid of it now? And like I said, it's just a process. There's just some things that I just feel like I can't part with right now, and that is part of minimalism. You can't, it's not like forcing yourself to get rid of things that you like. That's not what it is. It's making sure that you only have things that bring you joy and that you feel that you need in your life. So there are a couple items that I can see myself getting rid of soon, but right now I don't want to get rid of them, so I'm not going to. Then I have 4, I call them light layers, so that's just kind of like, they're not cardigans, but they're not jackets. They're kind of in between. Like flannels, I have one flannel, I have like a blazer, and then I have like 2 like short sleeve things. Then I have 10 dresses, rompers, skirts, not 10 of each, but like all together I have 10. And honestly, the reason I have those things is for church, mainly. Like, that's really why. Or else I probably wouldn't own things like that. But then I have 19 tops, which in my opinion is way too much. It's so funny because like looking at my closet, looking at the tops, it doesn't look like I have that many. So in a weird way, it's kind of hard to get rid of. But again, I can see in every one of these categories, I can see myself getting rid of like so much more. But again, like my mind just doesn't want to get rid of those things yet. So I'm not gonna push myself to. It's a process. Then I have 3 jeans. I got rid of so much. Apparently I have a thing for jeans, but I got rid of a lot because I just realized that I wasn't wearing some of the pants that I had. So I just got rid of them. And then I have 3 shorts, which all 3 of them are totally different, which is the reason that I have 3, or else I would just have 1 pair. And then this is the one that I'm embarrassed about. I have 16 pairs of shoes. This is probably what I struggle with the most, is shoes. And it's because I love shoes, especially boots. And this is part of the process that I'm just going to have to learn. I'm going to have to learn how to just have like staple shoes and just have like 5. But right now it's hard because I really like boots and I really like Adidas and like their shoes that they have. It's hard. And like I have heels for church, so for me that is like the biggest thing that I'm going to have to learn along the way of how can I do this. And I've discovered that the reason that this is a little bit harder is because when it comes to clothes, my whole thing about cycling through every 6 months is super easy because clothes get worn out and like look kind of frumpy faster. But shoes, you can have shoes for years before they start looking bad. And I think that's why it's a struggle for me, because the turnover rate is just not as high as clothes are. The point that I'm trying to make here is that if you're looking to live more simply or live as a quote-unquote minimalist, it takes time. It's not something that you can do right away. It is definitely a process because our minds as humans, we want to keep things in our life, especially if there's meaning behind them. And that's why going through my memorabilia boxes the other day was not the easiest, because my mind, like my natural instinct was to keep certain things because it's like, no, like that's important, like it has to stay with me. But my mom was in the room when I was doing that, and I like would look to her and I'm like, would you like be like sad or offended if I got rid of this? And she was like, no, like it doesn't matter. And like we had a really good talk about how like we have these memorabilia bins, but like we never look at them, so like why keep it? There are a couple of items that I did keep just because they really are important, and I do want to be able to pass them down to like my kids and have my kids pass them down to their kids, just because they were like handmade by my grandparents. So there were like, I think like 3 items that weren't photos or journals that I did keep. It's not easy, so if you're going through this process, don't get discouraged that like you can't do this or like you're just not cut out to live more simply. Like everyone is, everyone. It's just really hard getting over that mentality that we all naturally have. We want to hold on to items that have memories. And a good thing that I heard, I've never actually done this, but one thing that I did hear is that if there's an item that you really like, you don't want to get rid of it because of the memories that it holds, take a picture of it, then you have it. Then you don't actually have to keep the item. But that doesn't work for everyone. You just have to find what works for you. And again, living simply doesn't mean that you can't like own anything. It is all about just owning the things that are important to you and that you feel you need in your life. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in my next vlog.